Get out! Get out of my sight right now if you know what's good for you.
That's another thing. I'm not taking orders from you anymore.
You will obey me, or this defiant breath will be your last.
Think again. I am going to speak my mind, and you are going to listen.
In this series, we will delve into the transition from boyhood to manhood. This transition is unique for each boy, but perhaps one of the most interesting is a peculiar phenomenon that occurs when a son challenges his father. When a son becomes a man by questioning his father's actions and character. We will use the conflicts between Zuko and Ozai from Avatar: The Last Airbender, Alucard and Dracula from Castlevania, and Mark and Nolan from Invincible as case studies. In this particular video, we will focus on Zuko and Ozai's relationship as son and father. In Avatar: The Last Airbender, the tension in Zuko's relationship with Ozai serves as Zuko's main motivation for capturing Aang. It is the reason he desires to regain his honor, since he believes it is the way to regain his father's approval and his father's love. Since Zuko was a boy, Ozai openly showed preference for Zuko's sister, Azula. Azula was everything Ozai wanted in a child. She was a prodigy, she was cunning and cold, but most importantly, she did what was expected of her without question. Zuko was different. He was not a prodigy like Azula. He was easily influenced, especially by his sister. In spite of his lack of talent, Zuko remained determined to earn his father's affection through sheer grit. His quest for his father's love became a point of much contention in the show. It eventually leads Zuko to a crossroads among his need for approval from his father and his moral inclination. Zuko, unlike many members of his family, has a kind heart, but Zuko's kindness was rarely rewarded within his family. His mother tried her best to foster his kindness as a boy, and Uncle Iroh tried his best to foster it during the time Zuko was banished. Zuko's kindness and empathy were eventually met with severe consequences when he spoke out during a war meeting as a boy.
Let me in!
Prince Zuko, what's wrong?
I want to go into the war chamber, but the guard won't let me pass.
You're not missing anything, trust me. These meetings are dreadfully boring.
If I'm going to rule this nation one day, don't you think I need to start learning as much as I can?
Very well. But you must promise not to speak. These old folks are a bit sensitive, you know.
Thank you, Uncle.
The Earth Kingdom defenses are concentrated here. A dangerous battalion of their strongest earthbenders and fiercest warriors. So I am recommending the 41st Division.
But the 41st is entirely new recruits. How do you expect them to defeat a powerful Earth Kingdom battalion?
I don't. They'll be used as a distraction while we mount an attack from the rear. What better to use as bait than fresh meat?
You can't sacrifice an entire division like that. Those soldiers love and defend our nation. How can you betray them?
Even at 13 years old, Zuko had the courage to speak out about a plan he believed was cruel. But this courage cost him dearly. For speaking out against the general, he would have to participate in an Agni Kai, a fire duel. Zuko was not afraid of fighting the old general, but he gravely misunderstood who his opponent was going to be. Zuko would have to fight his father, since it was Ozai who felt disrespected. Zuko did not want to fight his father, but Ozai insisted. Since Zuko still refused, his father decided to teach him a permanent lesson. Ozai burned Zuko's face and banished him for his shameful display of weakness. The only way for Zuko to restore his honor and return home was by capturing the Avatar. Zuko became obsessed. His sole desire was to capture Aang so that he could return home with his honor, with the hope that Ozai would love him again. Throughout his journey, Zuko faced many challenges and made many mistakes. Eventually, he realized the error of his ways and his country and made the decision to join Team Avatar, with the goal of defeating Fire Lord Ozai. Before meeting up with Aang, Katara, Sokka, and Toph, Zuko decided to confront his father and let him know what he intended to do. In the episode, The Day of Black Sun, Zuko entered his father's chamber during the solar eclipse to speak his mind, and found out the truth about what happened to his mother.
For so long, All I wanted was for you to love me, to accept me. I thought it was my honor that I wanted, but really, I was just trying to please you.
Within the span of a summer, Zuko overcame the hardship of a neglectful and abusive father and the indoctrination of his nation. With the help of his uncle, Iroh, and during his time alone, Zuko came to realize the sins of his nation and decided to undo 100 years of war and imperialism. Zuko eventually joined Team Avatar and helped bring an end to the war, but before he could do that, Zuko needed to confront the man responsible for much of the pain in his life. He needed to speak his mind to his father and let go of the hurt within him. In doing so, Zuko became a man with a pure heart and an unquestionable honor. He became a man worthy of being Fire Lord.